A sex bot gone rogue.
Personal pleasure technology satisfies, but at what cost?
Welcome to Cinema Therapy.
Yes, welcome.
I'm Randy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Companion. We saw this last week. We're a little behind. But it was very good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, you were hesitant to give it that 5 stars. I don't know. I was debating between 4.5 and 5 stars watching this movie. And in the end, the long-lasting effect it had on me based on performances and just the memorable quality to this movie stood out. I mean, there's a lot of new technology movies coming out in the horror genre, as we all know. Megan, Subservience, a bunch of other ones. Margot, if you haven't seen that, from 2022, check that one out. I think it's 2022, 2023. Bunch of them, and some of them aren't that.
No.
Some of them aren't that good, but some of them are pretty good. This one, though, an AI that isn't supposed to seem like an AI, and becomes a bunch more. Becomes a whole lot more. And just the cast of this movie is phenomenal. You got Jack Quaid, who is now not like he is just in everything now, but he is so good. He was in Scream. He's been in
The Boys,
Hunger Games. He is a film champion at this point. And Sophie Thatcher, of course, from Heretic and Maxine and
Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they're both terrific, and their chemistry is just so phenomenal. In the characters they play.
I want to say, lots of reviewers were talking about a giveaway in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't think the trailer gave anything away, unless it was the fact that she was a sex robot.
Yeah, basically, a lot of people were hinting that the spoiler was given away and it ruined the movie for them, kind of, or at least, lowered their expectations or their overall impression of the movie. I think, I think there's another twist in the movie that makes it. There's a couple more twists in the movie beyond that make it worth it. There's actually more than one twist in this movie. There's like 2 or 3. It's like kind of. They're connected in a way without spoiling it, but they're all very different. They're all different. They're connected, but they're different. And I think the main one is, yes, she is a robot. That one they kind of spoil in the trailers. But if that's a spoiler,
I think to sell this movie,
yeah,
you need to know going in that she is a robot.
Yeah, and I think, but also I think the twist is not only that she's a robot, but seeing what happens once there's a climax with that early on, and you're like, wait, why is that happening so quickly? But then it all serves a plot, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and then there's a twist. And then there's another twist.
I love the way they do. I love to say one thing I think this movie does perfectly is how they just make this movie have, as much as this is dark and really outlandish, they make it somewhat humorous. There's a level of humor and just absurdity to the whole thing, the way they do this. The way that you see the flashbacks to Jack Quaid getting the robot and seeing his reaction to that, seeing so many of the characters' reactions to things that are happening in the movie is phenomenal. I think they're very realistic reactions, if not heightened by several notches, just because that's the kind of movie that this is. It's very melodramatic, very in your face, and just the scenarios and the way that the characters have this level of intelligence and the scenes they're doing is just funny. And cleverly so. I don't think it feels like it's trying to really be too cringy. It's just really trying to layer in this situational humor. I think something you'd see in a sitcom, but in a horror film. Not just like a typical horror comedy, but like the comedy that's in this movie is very relevant to the situations for these characters.
Yeah. Pretty much. But this movie basically is about this guy and this girl, Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. They go to spend the weekend
with his friends.
With his friends
in
a cabin.
In a desolate area.
In a desolate area, yeah.
Far away. It's this really pretty place that's kind of like secluded in the woods, kind of overlooking this kind of view. And they're just there at this guy's house because a friend is like having this isn't a spoiler for the movie, but the friend's having like this kind of affair thing with this guy that owns the cabin with his wife that she doesn't know is going on, but like I don't know if this is making sense. He like has a wife, and then he also, has an affair with his friend.
I think he's Russian.
He was also jealous of Jack Quaid. Like, you can tell she's jealous of this robot. And I'm not gonna say what, like, get into the details, but she's jealous of, we'll just say the name. Her name's Iris. We'll just say she's jealous of Iris.
And basically, something happens, and Iris kills someone,
and then from there everything goes off the chart. I like the inclusion of LGBTQ couples casually. Again, something I think that needs to be done in movies more often. That's not necessarily something that's going to be the focus or the forefront, but just there in the background as like a normal thing. And I liked that. I liked the normalcy of having like a queer couple in this movie. It's just very nice to see that in a horror film, and I think that needs to be done more often in general in movies, because it doesn't need to be something that's like very in your face, but just like also the casual, like they're human, it's like natural, and I liked that.
Yeah, the gay couple in this was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's also, there's a lot there, but
a lot to unpack.
Gosh, I mean, maybe we should do another review later where we can give spoilers, because I have a lot to say about that, but especially the way things go down in this movie, just there is somewhat heartbreaking stuff that happens in this movie, not to like a serious level, but to a level where you're just like, that sucks. Yeah, the acting was phenomenal, the chemistry was on point. The ideas of how these robots work, and because they're all, one thing that's not too much of I don't think, is all these robots have like a maximum and minimum intelligence level, because of safety, because there's that whole idea that, if AI has too much intelligence, it can do it once. And once the AI explores, once these like robots explore the vastness of their intelligence and they break the code on how their intelligence works, it shows how crazy it gets and how free range they are. It's just insane. That's a very different thing I think that a lot of movies don't explore, is just what happens when they have all that extra control. Because, I mean, oftentimes you see it done, but you don't see what happens, to like when they figure it out. Oh, I have this control and I can go outside of limitations.
Yeah.
And I think that added a new layer that I don't think a lot of movies focus on, or if they do, it's something that's just expected from the get-go, whereas in this one, it was explored for this robot character to see what happens once they leave that realm and kind of have more free range to explore that.
But yeah, check it out. It's in movie theaters.
Yeah, definitely go watch it.
It might be on streaming by the time we post this. Who knows?
Yeah, I love this movie. I hope it's out soon, because gosh, it's so good.
In movie theaters, check it out now, especially for Valentine's Day.
And honestly, from start to finish, it is satisfying. It is well done. It amps up at a very nice pace, rhythm, so definitely go check this one out. I loved it, and please go watch it. Anyhow, that's Companion. Please like and follow for more, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.